Hank Williams is one of country music's all-time greats, and who better to bring him to life on the big screen than Tom Hiddleston? Tonight we're on the red carpet at the New York premiere of I Saw the Light, where we're chatting with Tom as well as the director, Marc, and all of the celebrity guests, so get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. So how does a guy born in London in 1981 become Hank Williams on film?
With lots of practice. I don't quite know. It was one of those things when I signed up to do it, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was excited about trying to do it, and I spent about 5 months of my life doing this, and it's one of the most extraordinary things I've ever done. Yeah.
He's got a fascinating life, 29 years old, but he packed a whole lot into 29 years. How do you capture that in the movie? How do you bring this kind of firework to life on screen?
It's extraordinary how much he achieved in such a short space of time. I mean, he lived at such a pitch of intensity and changed the face of American music. And what I really had to get inside, I think he's one of those artists who had the courage to stand at the edge of the cliff, as it were, and look over and not be frightened of the fall. And I think the power of his songs are about that. Is that he's just living on the edge of life, and which is what made him so charismatic. And I think people could smell the rebellion in his songs, and that's why he was one of the greats.
Working with that ensemble, what was it like?
Well, most of my work was with Tom and Maddie Hassan, and they're both incredible actors. I mean, you can't really ask for a better team. And I got to work with Jerry Jones as well, and they're lovely.
So brilliant.
Yeah,
she's so
incredible.
Brilliant.
Couldn't have a better cast and a better team.
When you look at Hank Williams, a really complicated guy, good, the bad, and the ugly. Talk to me about the complicated nature of who he was, both as an artist as well as a person.
Well, I feel like, at least from what little I know of him and what's in the film, I feel like we all have our demons, and I think his were pretty strong and intense, and it kind of rode a very wild ride for 29 years. And I mean, Tom has this great analogy that he's used before about him being, Hank Williams almost being like this incredible, beautiful firework that shines so bright for a second and then goes out.
When you see him bringing Hank Williams to life on screen as a director, it's got to be pretty crazy to see him transform like that.
Yeah, it's exciting, and it's also kind of intimidating, because you know how hard it is, and you know how difficult it is to get somebody to do that, and then you see him do it, and you kind of, you sit back. Even as a director, obviously I'm engaged and right on it, but then you sit back and go, wow, there's a moment of just sheer joy as an audience and appreciate it.
Why the title, I Saw the Light?
Well, it's one of his most famous songs, but it's also so ironic. And I love the irony of it, because here was a man who wrote a song as beautiful and as touching and poignant as I Saw the Light, and saw very little of it.
What brings you to this I Saw the Light premiere tonight?
I'm actually an old friend of Tom's, and so I came to support him.
It's incredible. A guy born in London who can do Hank Williams. How incredibly talented is Tom, having been his friend, to be able to pull a role like this?
He is very talented, but I think there's a thing that American people are always amazed when British people or European people can play Americans really well. And actually, it's because I think in America there's a culture of movie stars who are all they're always the same.
Right.
Whereas we come from a tradition where acting is like, you're different, you're a different person every time. So I think for us, and I'm sure Tom would say the same thing, it's not such a big deal. That's why you become an actor, to really lose yourself in different people. So it's a cultural divide. We are divided by a common language.
I want to ask you, I was so sad to hear about The Good Wife going off the air. Talk to me about for your feelings and saying goodbye to, I think, one of the greatest shows of the last 10 to 20 years.
Oh gosh. Well,
great show.
I'm actually. I mean, I was going to leave. I was going to be leaving this season anyway, so I'm actually really glad that it's ending. Isn't that terrible? Because I would have hated, in a way, I would have hated that it would have gone on without me. But I actually really like. What's great is that the writers of it are able to finish it in the way that they wanted to, you know.
What brings you to this I Saw the Light premiere tonight?
I wanted to see this guy play Hank Williams.
He's a pretty talented dude. How does a guy from London bring that country swang to life?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
I was just congratulating you, man. Supergirl. What a phenomenon that show's become.
Thank
Talk
you.
to me about being part of it.
Oh, it's been a blast. I mean, just to be part of that comic book world is fun. I grew up collecting comic books, so it's a fun character. I'm having a good time, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Has it blown you away to see the fan response, especially on the television format?
Yeah, it's doing well, and Melissa's fantastic, Benoist, and it's something I can watch with my kids too, you know. So I'm excited.